All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to welcome back to your coverage of tonight's doubleheader between your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars taking on the University of the Southwest Mustangs. We are entering the second game of tonight's doubleheader, Tony, and on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio, my name is Cameron M. Caldwell, and I have the honor being joined up in the booth tonight with
Tony Talamontes, and we are hitting, like you said, in this doubleheader, Cam. The Jaguars got the better of the Mustangs. The first game, as that one is contact, and it's going to be a quick out. That's the theme of the first game. The Jaguars were on top of everything as they won 8-0 and sent the game out in 4.5 innings, Cam.
Absolutely. Rianne Limon just had herself a no-hitter in the last game. 8-0 was a score, and now getting the nod for the Jags in tonight's second game of the doubleheader is Alexis Obregon. She's been quite the solid pitcher through these last couple games we've had the privilege of covering. And as we said, this is the second game of tonight's doubleheader, but tonight is kicking off conference play for both teams. Both teams coming in, 0-0 tonight. Conference play just kicking off, as I had mentioned, and the Jaguars entering with a preseason record of 5-9, and the Mustangs with a preseason record of 3-7. And Obregon throwing 3 straight balls up at the plate for the Mustangs is Yesenia Rodriguez. Don't believe we had seen her in the first game of the doubleheader, Tony.
No, we did not, and we'll see what she can get going here as that'll be a strike, and count will be 3-1. Got to say, I like the number, though. 23 is worn by one of the greatest athletes of all time, and Michael Jordan.
Number of greats with the number 23. And Rodriguez will take her base. University of the Southwest Mustangs, coming by way of Hobbs, New Mexico, right on the border of New Mexico and Texas. Beautiful weather tonight. We're here at the beautiful University of St. Mary's University, here live from the park. Temperature is 57 degrees. Got a nice wind blowing to the west. Perfect conditions here for some Red River Athletic Conference softball. Up at the plate is number 12, Kylie Ralston. She had herself quite the defensive first game, although the score was 8-0. She is the Mustangs left fielder. She had herself a number of flyouts that she was a contributor to, and she pops one.
Oh no, she loses
inside,
control.
And runner, a little bit of interference there, and she's going to be called out. But Ralston's good at first. Looks like the umpire and Mustangs coach can have a word about that one. Once again, I'd like to invite everybody, if you haven't already and you're new to tonight's broadcast, hit that subscribe button, help us out. We are just 5 subscribers away from hitting what was our end of the season goal of 800 subscribers, and here we are, just 5 subscribers away. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help us out. We are an entirely student-run volunteer sports network on the campus of Texas A&M University San Antonio, as the umpires are talking this one over.
You said, Cam, we appreciate every single one of the subscribers we have, as that was the end of the semester goal was 800, and we're 5 away from reaching it. So appreciate every single one of you all. We're going to jump up after we get to 800, maybe try to 1,000 for the end of the semester, Cameron.
Absolutely. The support cannot be left unsaid. The support we've been shown by the Jaguar Nation, as well as the support from other schools as well that we've been doing commentary over. And also getting so much support from our own administration, our athletic director, Darnell Smith, giving us the green light and his blessing to cover all games, all the support we need. And also like to take this time to shout out our women's basketball team for a historic inaugural first season. I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Minner as well, leading our Jaguars in a deep drive out to left field. Number 26 going to round a second, and Mustangs going to bring one home.
Oh, she drops it. She's going to go to third, Cam.
Absolutely. That was, I believe that was number, can't get the number here. I want to say that's number 23, Rodriguez maybe, but the net currently blocking my view. But Mustangs bringing one home. Score is 1-0. But as I was saying, Coach Minner leading the first year basketball team to historic playoffs. And I'd like to note as well that the Jags were ranked to go 10th, I believe, in the preseason. And got to say, Coach Minner coached with a fire and intensity, chip on his shoulder, and finished off 4th. We'll be taking on the Houston-Tilliston Hilltoppers. Coach Minner's been nothing but amazing to the Jaguars Sports Network. But here we are covering softball, Tony.
Absolutely. It's been one heck of a ride with you, Cam, as we started with soccer in the fall 2024. As that ball is going to go straight into the hands of our center fielder. That'll be out number 3, and that'll be the middle of the first inning. And as I was saying, we start all the way in fall 2024 with soccer. Went through the both inaugural basketball season and now heading into this softball season, and it's been one heck of a ride for the Jaguars Sports Network, and it wouldn't have been possible without everybody who believed in us and our founder, Benji Mendoza, who gave us the inspiration to get to where we're at today, and without him, we wouldn't be here. And I appreciate him every step of the way, Cameron. And with that, we're going to go ahead and send it into a break.
And leading off for the Jaguars in the bottom of the first, Kaylee Barlow, number 5. She had a little bit of batting troubles her first game of this doubleheader. See if she can turn things around, Tony.
Absolutely, as the Jaguars down 1-0, the bottom of this inning, and if the story continues in the preseason, it seemed the first game of these doubleheaders, the Jaguars had a commanding lead, and it's a little bit of a dogfight in the second games in these doubleheaders. So we'll see if they can get something cooking here as the count's 1-1.
Bit of an interesting theme that the Jaguars have been following, having really no issue taking the first games and doubleheaders, and then seemingly unable to adjust in the second game after the opposing team makes their adjustments. And Kaylee Barlow
strike out,
taking a bit of a wild swing at that one. She's going to strike out there. That'll do it for Barlow's first at bat of this second doubleheader. And coming up to the plate, a name that we have been Staying all night, Cristiana Luera, the freshman out of Far, Texas, Tony.
Yes, Cameron, that is correct. She had a couple RBIs and runs herself. So if anybody's going to get something going here, it would be her, as that one is going to be a little high, and that'll be ball number 1.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Ms. Sharon Caldwell, family in the chat. Love our jobs here commentating for the Jaguars Sports Network as Luera trying to get something going. That one's going to be called a strike. 1-1 is the count. Should be 1 out. Strike 2.
Strike 2. And
Don't believe we mentioned that getting the nod on the mound for the Mustangs is Riley Ashford, the junior out of Boyd, Texas. And if we did mention it, then at least we're mentioning it again. As we said, though, beautiful night for some Red River Athletic Conference softball. 55 here at the park at St. Mary's University. Once again, I'd like to thank them for showing us the hospitality of hosting us here. This game was supposed to, Luera is going to pop out and in and out. I believe second baseman number 23, Yesenia Rodriguez, got under that one.
you said, Cam, it's great weather for softball, and thanking St. Mary's for letting us use their facilities, as it's nice and tepid inside this box office here. My word of the day is tepid, which means slightly warm. So there you go.
You say that one more time for me?
Tepid.
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 Tepid?
Tepid. T-E-P-I-D.
Tepid. Okay.
Tepid, yes, sir.
Word of the day there. Tony's word of the day is tepid. Might have to make that a thing, Tony.
Oh, yes. Yes, we'll do that every
Words of the
broadcast.
day.
I have a word of the day. Is trying to extend my vocabulary as a communications major, as I'm not too good with math. As if you were part of the Jaguar Sports Network for a while, you saw us on the clock, and we did not know how to count. So we are comms majors here, and that's why I'm trying to extend my vocab here. Cam, as the counts 1-1.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, as Tony said, if you're a longtime viewer of us, you know we've had our fair share of math troubles when trying to calculate score differentials, but that's why we pick up our vocab. I like that, Tony. You gotta,
Yes, sir.
gotta equate, for where you're lacking at. 2 and 1's a count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Make that he's gonna call that a strike. Looked a little inside from here, but umpire saw something different. Don't have the names of the umpires today, but like to obviously give them a huge shout out. And Merrill Stouter says, "Let's go Mustangs from Indiana." I'm not sure if Indiana is pinned on our map of viewers, but we'll check. But happy to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I said, whether it's Mustangs or Jaguars fans, happy to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And
Jaguar Sports on the road.
oh yeah, we'll get that in the budget soon.
Do you guys have meetings and stuff like Thursdays?
All right, and we are back. Had the honor of being joined up in the booth by our athletic director, Darnell Smith, and as I was mentioning, our head women's coach, Coach Chris Minner, after he just made history last night, taking the first-year inaugural women's basketball to the postseason in their first ever season, finishing with a record of 14-10, finishing in 4th place after being predicted to go 10th overall, Tony, in their inaugural season.
A statement of a season.
Absolutely, as Samara Aguilera steps up to the plate and she makes some solid contact with it. See if she'll be able
Oh,
to.
it bounces again. Wow.
Once
It seems like that's the theme here, Cam. These balls are kind of wild as they keep bouncing out of the hands of the Mustangs. And now just like that, there's ladies on both the first and second base, 2 outs. And
Absolutely. And Tony, I'm noticing that the Mustangs made a tactical change at shortstop, taking out number 16, Reagan Burleson, and up is, I want to say that was number 9, Tony?
I believe so.
I want to say number 9, Adriana Nettles. Yes, Adriana Nettles popping in at shortstop. She played catcher in the first game of the doubleheader. And, I mean, after maybe talking things over in the dugout with their head coach, they wanted to make a tactical change. But right there, Tony, I mean, just more defensive problems for the Mustangs, although they are up by 1 run. Runners on first and second. And it could have ended the inning right then and there. Another play to the shortstop. She makes up for that and gets the 3rd out of the inning. So after a bit of a long one, after the bottom of the first, your score is 1-0. Mustangs leading. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. And as we head into the top of the second, we'll send it into a little break. Thank you for being here.
ladies and gentlemen, we are back in action as Aubrey Ramos is on the plate as she gets some contact on it, and no problem for Ashlyn Weinhardt as she's going to get a quick out for the Jaguars. And already 1 out in this conference opener for the Jaguars and Mustangs as Obregon's still on the mound. Lexi Martinez on the home plate. As the count is 1-0 with 1 out. Just like that, Cam, the Jags got their first out as that ball is going to go into the right field. And Mustangs able to get a runner on first.
Absolutely great little slapper there. Great contact from Alexis Martinez, the freshman, a Hobbs, New Mexico native, staying right there in her hometown to play at the University of the Southwest. As we mentioned, as we mentioned, the University of the Southwest Mustangs coming by way of Hobbs, New Mexico. As that pitch from Obregon is a strike. The plate is Denali Garces. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on. Score is 1-0. Thank you everyone tuning in. Just have over 50 people watching live on the Jaguar Sports Network, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed and helping us reach our goal of 800 subscribers, which what was our end of the season goal is now our end of the night goal. I'd like to thank everybody for our support as that one got a tough bounce on it. Goddess able to advance to first, and Martinez to second. Ashlyn Weinert Couple of troubles continuing. That one took a bit of a weird bounce, popped off the top of her glove, and got assist, able to advance to first. Looks like Jaguars going to have a word.
You said, Cam, that was the end of the season goal, and now it's looking like the end of the night goal, and we'll have to push for 1,000 subscribers for the end of the season now as we're inching closer and closer to 800 as we just keep getting subscribers. So we appreciate all the support from Mustangs, Jaguars, and all the other schools we've had the honor of calling games for.
Absolutely. Never would have imagined when we started last fall that, calling these soccer games, never would have imagined we would be where we are. Almost 1,000 subscribers within 6 months of being in existence, almost 500 subscribers on our Instagram at Jaguar Sports Network, and being an entirely student-run volunteer network on campus, it's quite the amazing feeling and quite the privilege to be able to commentate over such talented athletes. And we don't just do commentary at the Jaguar Sports Network. We have news desk features as well, have a number of social media short-form content on Instagram, and a number of interviews on our YouTube as well, as that one is fouled out by number 21, Maya Andres. Mustangs dugout letting her know which way to hit it. Very considerate of them, being good teammates. Runners on first and second, as Andres one out. Tony, the Mustangs starting to get something going here.
Absolutely, as the already have runners on first and second, looking to get some runs in or to advance and have bases loaded. So the Mustangs are in position to take a commanding lead here, Cam. Is could be scary for the Jaguars.
Absolutely. That one's going to be popped up right on top of us. Thank God for the roof, because that would have been danger close, my friend.
Absolutely, as I left my glove in my car this afternoon. So, like you said, thank goodness for the roof above us there. So it counts 2-2.
Jaguars not following their theme of quick innings when they're on defense. Another foul ball there from Andres. Jaguars still in it, though. Only one run separating them, Tony. And 2-2 is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first and third. It's with Andres at the plate. Another foul ball. Andres making contact with just about every pitch so far.
Oh, Andres makes solid contact. It's going to go to the second and base it. It's going to get 1 out. That counts 2 outs and 1 runner on third base. Excuse me, runner on first and third base. As up to the plate for the Mustangs, it's Adriana Nettles, excuse me.
Was previously was in at catcher for the first game of the doubleheader tonight, and recently just checked in at shortstop. Obregon nodding off that pitch, trying to get set here. Looks like Nettles is going to call some time.
Contact, that ball's going to go foul by Nettles.
Mustangs fighting to stay alive in this one, Tony.
Absolutely, as that ball goes foul by Nettles. And like you said, still a lot of softball to play as it's just the second inning here, and Mustangs looking to redeem that loss that came by the 8-5 rule. And if you're unfamiliar with that, if a team goes up 8 runs after 5 innings, that'll be the contest. So far, Mustangs are out of that as they're up 1-0. Good
Nettles
contact.
makes some clean contact with it. Weinert's troubles continue. That throw is high. That throw is high. Runner on second's going to advance to third, and she'll stay there. Jaguars' defensive troubles continuing. Weinert bobbling another ball to her, Tony.
She had a good start at the beginning of this inning. She got the quick first out, beginning of the last inning, but she had a quick catch on the third base. And now, like you said, Cam, this defensive struggles continue as a runner advances to second base, Cam. So quick, I couldn't even bet my eye, and now runners on second and third.
Stolen base there, and as we said, up at the plate, Yesenia Rodriguez, the Midland, Texas sophomore. She pops up. Weinert's going to get under that one. That's going to close out the top of the second inning. And Jaguars able to escape some trouble there, Tony.
Absolutely. That was a good catch there by Weinert, and escaping the inning, as you said, Cam, as that could have been devastating with those runners up on third and second. And
especially from Yesenia Rodriguez. She's currently batting at a .400 batting average, Tony. So
my goodness.
Making great contact and getting on base almost, a good amount of times where she's at bat. So there we have it. Jaguars able to escape with only 1 run added to the total score. So in the middle of 2 innings, Jaguars 0, the Mustangs 2. We're going to set it into a break. Cameron C., Tony T on the call. Keep it right here. Hopping in for the Jaguars, leading off is Karina Perez, another name that we were busy calling in that first game of the doubleheader, and she's going to be able to. They're going to throw her out, unable to beat the throw, and Mustangs getting some energy from that one, Tony.
Absolutely,
Look a little close.
That was close, but like I said, the net is a little blinding from this box up here as the Mustangs really enjoyed that out by their first baseman, and this game has been all Mustangs in this doubleheader, Cam.
Tori Campos, junior out of Winters, Texas. That one's just outside. Here at the park at St. Mary's University, kind enough to accommodate us making up this game. It was supposed to be played on Friday, but due to some inclement weather, had to reschedule it, and St. Mary's accommodating us, as I said, here at the park. Nice enough to let the Jaguar Sports Network set up shop in their beautiful broadcaster's booth as Campos fouls one down. Counts 2-1. Amari Ramirez says softball, best sport in the world. Could not agree more. Amari, happy to be commentating and covering the Lady Jaguars softball squad. They mercy ruled the Mustangs in the first matchup, or first game of this doubleheader, 8-0 after 5 innings. So, Amari Ramirez, you missed a exciting one in the first one, but happy to have you here supporting the Jaguar Sports Network. Drop us a comment. Let us know where you're viewing from, Amari, and who you're supporting as. Campos.
Almost.
Able to get on base. Some more defensive trouble. That was the third baseman of the Mustangs. If I could pull up her name, excuse me. Denali Garces. And coming back up to the plate is number 11, Rachel Warren. Rachel Warren making some solid contact. That one's going to be foul, though. Currently batting at a .226 batting average. Diego Aguirre says, shout out from the press box. Diego Aguirre, the trailblazing assistant student coach at the University of Texas A&M San Antonio. There's none other like him, bringing the life to the basketball team. And now he's here with us, keeping us company here in the softball booth. As Warren gets some contact on that one, it might drop, it doesn't, and Campos going to come back, and she's safe at first. Amara Ramirez viewing the Mustangs from Alaska. Cannot say that we have that pinned on our map, so Alaska first-time viewer, happy to have you here and supporting your Mustangs. Tell me, how does a University of the Southwest fan go from Hobbs to New Mexico? I'd love to know that, Amari. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Jaguar Sports Network, and shout out to Diego as well. Who was that? That was
Weinert.
Ashton Weinert. Getting some contact on that one, and she'll go to first, take her base, and
Gotta wonder, Cam, with the
runner on second as well.
weather here is just about 50 degrees. I can't imagine how cold it is up there in Alaska. So
Absolutely.
very blessed to be down here in Texas. As me and the cold do not get alike.
Currently
Get along.
wondering where Amari's at in Alaska. Hopefully it's somewhere warm. I don't know if that's possible up
Tepid.
there, but
Tepid, Cam.
tepid, I forget. Tepid. There we go. Word of the day. Tony T's word of the day, tepid. And up at the plate for the Jags is number 22, Alyssa Pena. I can't say we've seen her so far today. Tony did not check in the first game of tonight's doubleheader, so we'll be getting a view at her. Miss Nevenka Gomez, thank you so much for chatting with us, our social media genius and Marcom director, taking care of all things social media side. And that pitch is just outside. Diego says, shout out to JSN, the real MVP. Diego, you're far too kind, my friend. We love doing what we do here at the Jaguar Sports Network, group of student volunteers. And that one's outside as well. 2 straight balls.
That's going to be a strike, and counts 2-1, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Jaguars looking to get something on the board here, Cam. That's going to be a strike as well, taking the count to 2-2.
As I was just updated in my ear, we are 5 subscribers away from hitting our end of the season goal of 800 subscribers. What was our end of the season goal? And now is the end of the night goal. 795 is currently the number, and in just 6 months of existence, Tony, quite the achievement. We are very proud of all of our students that make up the staff here at JSN, as that one's fouled off by Pena.
Absolutely, Cam. As you said earlier, I never would have imagined us being here at the park at St. Mary's, being honored to share the space with the campus of St. Mary's, allowing us to take their press box, covering softball, broadcasting to all our wonderful supporters. So glad to have each and every single one of you as we inch closer and closer to our what was end of season goal turned end of night goal of 800 subscribers, as that ball counts, and it's going to be bases loaded with a name we keep saying all night. Cam Luera is heading to the plate, and we'll see if she can get something going here to get these Jaguars on the scoreboard.
And with those bases loaded and 2 outs, and a well-known hitter like Cristiano Luera coming up to the plate, Mustangs head coach gonna have a word. If you're just joining us, Cameron C., Tony T on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network live at the park at St. Mary's University. Just 5 subscribers away from hitting our what was end of the season goal of 800 subscribers. Now our end of the night goal. We have just over 60 people watching live the Jaguars Sports Network, and just over 100 people packed into the park. Quite the turnout for a Sunday night. 54 degrees and calm winds. Gotta say, it's been quite the long 2 innings so far, Tony. Not following the theme of last game at all.
Absolutely not, Cam. As you said, it's been a long 2 innings. It's kind of like a chess match here on this field at the park at St. Mary's, as Luera is getting ready to hit, as that ball is going to be a strike by the umpire. Counts 1, 2, 2 outs, and all the pressure on Luera to get something going with the bases loaded.
And Amari Ramirez taking some time off of his busy schedule of the salmon boats, saying getting ready for salmon season coming up in Alaska.
I do like a good salmon.
That's his business up in Alaska. And once again, thank you all so much for chatting with us, Mr. Diego Aguirre, Ms. Sharon Caldwell, Amari Ramirez, and Ivanka Gomez. Thank you all so much for your bases loaded. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls. And Luera is going to slap that one.
Oh, it slips.
It's going to pop off the glove of the second baseman, and Jaguars going to advance. That was Ashton Weinert, who is going to be counted for the run, and almost a little rundown here.
Oh, they can't catch her.
One of the Jaguars
She's going to go,
getting
Cam.
some trouble. And I believe that run is going to count at home after a rundown between first and second base. A little bit of chaos there. I want to say that run at home will count. So the score should be 2-2, but I'm going to wait on official word. All right. Jaguars tie the ball game up 2 all around, and Mustangs able to escape into the top of the 3rd here.
Absolutely, Cam. Jags were able to get something out of that bases loaded situation. So now the score is tied at 2, as you said. Now it's a chess match the rest of this game, as we will be heading to the 3rd inning. So we'll go ahead and take it on to a little break here at the Jaguar Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a quick official update, score is 3-2 Jaguars. Pick things up at the bottom of the second, and Obregon still has the nod on the mound, so Jaguars turning things around rather quickly, Tony. Now in the lead by 1 run, and up at the plate is number 12, left fielder Kylie Ralston. Obregon with the pitch. Ralston wasting no time, and center field unable to get under that. Ralston might go to third base, and she does. She's going to beat the throw with ease, sliding in, no problem. Weinert's tag was a little high and on the head, no issues there. And Ralston with a quick answer for the Mustangs.
Good way to start this top of the inning for the Mustangs, Cam. And she was able to get a triple there, and now the umpire is holding.
Ms. Juliana Luera, thank you so much for chatting with us, saying, let's go, Chrissy. Have to assume you have some relation to Christiana Luera, the Far Texas freshman standout. 1-0 is the count. Obregon with the pitch. Another defensive error there. That was number 18, Tori Campos, unable to field that, and advancing to home is number 12, Kylie Ralston. Mustangs with a quick answer, Tony. Tie ball game.
Absolutely, Cam. They got on the board very quickly in this top of the third inning. As you said, it's tie ball game, 3-3, and the Jaguars are going to have a talk on the mound there. Is runner on first, no outs.
Juliana Luera. Excuse me, Juliana Luera in the chat supporting her girl, Christiana Luera. Shout out to the 956. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 4 subscribers away from hitting 800 subscribers. I cannot begin to thank you all enough for the amount of support. If you were in our first broadcast, the 800th subscriber may or may not receive a Stanley Cup. We're just joking. Don't bet on that, but
It'll be a Stanley Cup. And
Stanley Cup, absolutely. Might not have the budget for an actual Stanley. Drop the L. We'll get a Stanny. Beautiful night here for some Red River Athletic Conference softball. This doubleheader, as Ashlyn Weinhert able to get it. Jaguars
nice
with a double
play.
play. Turning 2 there. It all started with Ashlyn Weinert and making up for some of her defensive troubles early on, Tony. Jaguars heating up.
absolutely, as you said, making up for those early errors, and 2 outs, 2 quick outs just like that, Cam. And Jaguars have the momentum here.
Amazing defensive showing for the Jags. Now Aubrey Ramos up at the plate, the left-handed batter. Graduate student out of El Paso, Texas. Shout out El Paso. We have some El Paso natives here in our broadcasting booth. Pitch from Obregon. Ramos slaps that one into the infield, and that's going to be a thrown out to first base. No issues for the Jags, and middle of the third inning. Score is 3 all around. Jaguars able to get out of there. S.J. Foster, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting your Jaguars. If you haven't already, be sure to leave us a chat. Let us know where you're watching and who you're supporting. We're happy to have all of you tuning in from to the Jaguar Sports Network, no matter what side you're supporting, whether it's Jaguars or Mustangs. Happy to have you here and supporting the entirely student-run volunteer sports network as we are entering the bottom of the third inning of tonight's doubleheader between your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars and the University of the Southwest Mustangs, coming by way of Hobbs, New Mexico. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Just over 60 people watching live here. a couple subscribers away from hitting our what was end of the season goal of 800 subscribers, and now is our end of the night goal. And if you haven't already, be sure to also follow us on Instagram at the Jaguars Sports Network. I believe we are just in the range of 30 or so followers away from hitting 500 subscribers on there, and words cannot express how thankful we are for the amount of support that you all have shown us throughout these streams. You know, we started back in the fall covering soccer, not exactly sure how everything would start. Tony got his feet wet in the very last game of the season in the men's Jaguars playoff run that ended in playoffs in dramatic fashion. And now here we are, many months later, commentating on the Jaguars softball team in what I should say is our inaugural season covering them. Jordan Henry up at the plate, the Tomball, Texas native. Beautiful weather here for some Red River Athletic Conference softball.
Absolutely, Cam, as this is the first conference night for both teams, as that ball is going to be a strike, so the count will take us to 0-2, and conference play, Cam, is very important for the Jaguars and the Mustangs. They're both 0-0 in the conference, and Jaguars are now 1-0. The Mustangs are 0-1, and seeing if the Mustangs are trying to split these series, as conference play is very important, especially when it comes towards the end of the season, as the count is now 1-2.
With Jordan Henry up at the plate, currently with a 286 batting average. That one is knocked out left foul. The junior out of Tomball, Texas, like I had mentioned, normally playing catcher for the Jags. Has herself 2 runs this season, 5 RBIs, 1 stolen base. Known to be quite the powerful hitter. And that one is just outside. J.R. Hernandez says, let's go 22. And Mustangs able to handle that one with ease. And here comes Samara Aguilera, the powerhouse hitter for the Jaguars, Tony.
Absolutely. She had a couple hits in the first game and in the preseason as well. And seeing how she's going to fare here in this doubleheader, Cam. That ball is a little high, so the count will be 1-0.
Aguilera didn't like what she saw there, but umpire's going to call that one a strike. Just a light breeze blowing to the west. Aguilera gets a piece of that one, but the first baseman for the Mustangs, Stouter, no issue fielding that one, and Stouter had herself quite the game, Tony, in the last time the Mustangs played. They came off of they're coming into this one off of a doubleheader. They played the Howard Payne Yellow Jackets, and the first baseman, Stouter, had herself quite the game, putting up 3 runs in her 4 at-bats. And obviously is able to get things done on the defensive end, as well as Taylor Gage pops that one up to the Mustangs' third baseman, I want to say that was. And just like that, we're heading into the top of the 4th. Tied all around, 3-3. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network, and we're going to send it into a little break. All right, and getting the green light to lead off the fourth inning for the Mustangs is Morgan Gutierrez. Excuse me. Morgan Gutierrez, change at the mound. Hopping on, getting the nod for the Jags. Can I not find the number? Excuse me, Alexis Martinez up at the plate for the Mustangs. Apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Mary Zielinski checking in from Indiana, saying great job, Layla. Go Mustangs. Thank you so much, Ms. Zielinski, for tuning into the Jaguar Sports Network and supporting your Mustangs from Indiana. I believe we had a viewer from there earlier in our first broadcast. Or no, today. Meryl Stouter supporting Layla Stouter. Layla had quite the showing in the last matchup the Mustangs had against the Howard Payne Yellow Jackets. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, 3 subscribers away from our goal of 800 subscribers. Thank you all so much for the support as Martinez fouls that one away. 2-2 is the count, no outs, top of the fourth.
As you said, Cam, 3 subscribers are away. We cannot thank y'all enough for tuning in to our broadcast starting all the way back in fall of 2024, and we're now here in the month of February coming to a close. As I was going to say winter, but Texas's winter is very short as that ball slips, and it's going to get the Mustangs out. And it'll be 1 out on the Mustangs, but as I was saying, reaching our subscriber goal of 800 was what the end of the season goal was, turned end of the night goal. And as while you're at it, show us some love on Instagram as well, as we are Jaguar Sports Network trying to reach 500 subscribers on Instagram as well. So appreciate all the support from everybody on all these amazing athletes we get to cover.
Absolutely, that's why we do it, Tony. As Tony and I have talked about on our radio show that we have, or we used to have, or I used to have, I should say, used to be a part of on Fridays. The Jaguar athletics program coming from humble beginnings, especially Jaguar Sports Network, just getting started 6 months ago. I myself was a student athlete for the university, played soccer for the inaugural soccer team, and knew what it was like to not get much coverage as we maybe would have liked. So very privileged to be doing what I'm doing now, play-by-play commentary over the started with soccer, and as I said, transitioned to basketball. We just finished that historic inaugural basketball season. Here we are commentating on our amazing softball team, and that pitch from Gutierrez was inside.
That ball's going to go right down mid-center field, and no problem for the center fielder, and able to get under that. 2 outs.
Once again, thank you all so much for chatting with us, keeping Tony and myself company tonight. I've had a number of viewers from all over the globe, have had someone checking in from Alaska. Our guy, Amari Ramirez, currently preparing for the salmon season, getting ready to get on his boat, getting some Jaguar softball in before he gets out there. And a number of fans from Indiana, as well as New Mexico. And of course, our amazing Jaguar fans, wherever they may be, supporting their Jaguar softball, as it's Maya Andres, the Hawaii native, Tony.
Hawaii native, aloha, as she said, as she knocks that to center field and able to get to first base there, Cam. Two outs here. And Adriana Nettles is at bat for the Mustangs. 1 runner on. And that ball's going to the ground. Andres almost hesitated to try to go for second, and she stayed on first. And we're going to count to 1-0, 2 outs. Nettles getting set.
Tony, subscriber count has just moved as Nettles gets some solid contact on that one, and runner is going to advance to third. Andres advancing to third off of Nettles' single. As I was saying, just 2 subscribers away from hitting 800 subscribers. Thank you to all of our new subscribers tonight and all the support you've been showing this student volunteer network. All the likes and comments is truthfully cannot be appreciated enough. But up for the Mustangs is number 23, Yesenia Rodriguez, the second base and shortstop combo sophomore out of Midland, Texas. And runners on second and third. 2 outs, 1 ball. Here comes the pitch.
And Nettles advanced there, Cam, and while you were calling, and these ladies are very quick, Cam. Like blink of an eye, they're advancing the bases, as you said. 2 and 3, and
Absolutely, as that pitch from Gutierrez. 2 strikes right there. Morgan Gutierrez looking to throw some heat to be able to escape this top of the 4th with runners on second and third. Still a tie ball game, 3 all around. Obregon getting taken out the top of the 4th. Umpire sees that one as a ball.
Ooh,
Great
what a
contact
hit.
on that one, but left outfielder, I want to say that's Cristiana Luera, had no problem getting under that one to seal out the inning for the Jaguars. And heading into the middle of the 4th inning, yes, that was Cristiana Luera on that pop-up. It is heading to the bottom of the 4th, and ladies and gentlemen, I have just gotten word that we have hit our goal of 800 subscribers. I'd like to take this time to thank you all so much for supporting the Jaguar Sports Network. I know you're probably all tired of hearing me say subscribe, but we are beyond appreciative, Tony and myself, and on behalf of all of the staff, currently at 801. Jose Mendoza in the chat, thank you so much. Another Jaguar Sports Network staff, currently sitting at 801 subscribers. As we said,
Very appreciative
we
of
said,
all of the subscribers, and couldn't have been possible. Like I said earlier, we shouted out in the first game. We shouted out in the second game. Benji Mendoza, if you are watching, we appreciate everything you did for us. And 801 subscribers later, here we are commentating softball, and without his leadership and mentorship, it wouldn't have been possible. So appreciate you and all the things you've done and continue to do for Jaguar Sports Network.
absolutely.
We now want to set the goal of 1,000 subscribers for the end of the season, Cam.
Absolutely, 1,000 subscribers is our new end of the season goal. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for subscribing, and especially if you're on the Mustang side, you may only have 2 games to watch with us out of the year, but you took the time to hit that subscribe button. We cannot thank you enough. So thank you to everybody chatting. Jose Mendoza, Jonathan Pena, S.J. Foster, and Ms. Sharon Kowa, my family in the chat. But Jaguars up to the plate and looking to take the lead here at the bottom of the 4th. It is
Oh, good hit. It's going to go to the left and able to make it to first base, as that was
Karina
Karina
Perez
Perez.
right there, number 1. Sorry, that's what I was looking for as well. Tony looking for that number. That hair covers her number perfectly.
Absolutely, Cam.
As number 18, Tori Campos, she had herself a couple RBIs in the first game, I believe. Maybe it was this one.
I believe it was the first game, yes, Cam. And
Wish we had some live stat updates like we do during the basketball, but don't have those. And she shows bunt. She's going to take off to first and is unable to beat the run. Mustangs doing a great job playing some defense, but Perez able to advance to second off that bunt. Thank you to all of our new subscribers who helped us reach our goal. We have just over 60 people watching live on the Jaguar Sports Network. Cameron C. and Tony T on the call. Currently at 802 subscribers, so thank you to everybody that's pressed that button. As I said, we also have a little bit of A&M San Antonio media family in the chat. Mr. Jonathan Pena, as that's Perez that took off to third. She's going to steal off of a upstairs pitch, and number 8, Martinez, didn't even bother to pop up and throw. Hit a little pump fake on her, but
Yeah.
she let Perez go, Tony.
Yeah, pump fake almost got it, but like you said, she made it to third base. And shout out to the editor-in-chief of the Mesquite, the Texas A&M University San Antonio's school newspaper. He's the editor-in-chief, Jonathan Pena. Glad to have you in the chat, keeping us company, brother, and look forward to seeing you at the next softball game, as you're probably working at the barbecue spot that you work at. Name's escaping me right now as that ball goes foul. Then again, maybe not. It is currently 8:46 p.m. on a Sunday, so probably not over there, Cam.
Then again, we are in Texas, so never quite know. Never is too late for a nice brisket, as that is Jonathan Pena's specialty, as we have been informed.
Oh, swing and a miss.
Wild swing. And that's going to send Rachel Warren back to the dugout. She's not happy with that one. And that'll bring Ashlyn Weinert back up to the plate. Ashlyn Weinert, the third baseman, getting nice and low, protecting the plate, looking to make something happen with 2 outs on the board and a runner on third. That's Perez on third. First pitch is a ball. And there comes that enthusiasm from the Jaguars dugout, Tony.
Absolutely. They're cheering on their fellow teammates, and love to see it from both sides, Cam. The Mustangs and the Jaguars. Non-stop activity in their dugouts, as it is a tie ball game, and it's been a bit of a chess match as it counts 2-0.
Absolutely. As you said, it's a wonderful analogy right there. A bit of a chess match. After that first one, we weren't really sure how things were going to go. Jaguars taking the first game of tonight's doubleheader with ease, taking it in just 5 innings, 8-0. Mustangs got mercy ruled, but not the case here in the second game, Tony. 3-3 is the score. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on third. It's Weinert at the plate. Weinert's going to take her base.
Oh, she's going to
And she's going to be able to steal to second. Mustangs got caught slipping there. That's Riley Ashford on the mound and was unable to make the decision between making the throw between first and second, and Weinert advanced to second off of a little gutsy run, just taking her base.
Absolutely, Cam. She's always making a play. She had a defensive play earlier, and then she made a play here, and now Jaguars in scoring position.
Now it's Alyssa Pena at the plate, number 22, the senior out of San Antonio, Texas, staying just in her hometown, not even traveling too far from where she originally came from, Southwest Legacy. Pena this season currently batting a .444 average, and you can see why. Has no problem making contact on the pitch. Currently with 1 run, 3 RBIs, 1 home run, but a .444 batting average. Definitely not anything to bat an eye at. Mustangs looking to escape this inning here.
Oh, that pitch is way upstairs. Be another ball, and the count will be 2-1. 2 outs. Pena still on at bat.
Solid contact on that one. That one's popped up, and it's going to drop. Mustangs unable to get under it. Score is still 3-3, 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on third and second. Ashlyn Weinert and Karina Perez. Up the plate is Alyssa Pena. As I had mentioned, currently with a .444 batting average, the senior out of Southwest Legacy gets some contact on that one, and she'll be thrown out to first. Mustangs able to escape the bottom of the 4th inning, and we're going to go ahead and send it into a break. Score is 3-3. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network. Keep it right here. And coming back up to the plate to bat for the Mustangs is a name that we've been familiar with all night, Tony. That's number 12, Kylie Ralston.
Absolutely, that left outfielder who's made a couple of plays in both games, I would say, and that ball's going to bring the count to 1-0.
Gutierrez is on the mound. Pitcher change early on in this second game of the doubleheader, and a bit of an iffy swing there from Ralston. She didn't like that one. The Hobbs, New Mexico native, staying right in her hometown, going to play softball at University of the Southwest. Have a couple of fans here from the University of Southwest. Wonder if they brave the journey or are from somewhere else. We do have there's a Lavernia native, Reagan Burleson. She's from Lavernia, just outside of San Antonio, for those that don't know. And as well as, just kidding, that's it. But Ralston at the plate, 2-2 is the count. 3 runs all around. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody who has subscribed during this broadcast, helped us reach our goal of hitting 800 subscribers, and Gutierrez strikes out Ralston, and a little frustration heading back to the dugout. That'll be the first out of the top of the 5th inning. As I was saying, though, thank you to everybody who has helped support the student volunteer effort that is the Jaguar Sports Network. Just hit what was our end of the season goal of 800 subscribers. Here's a pitch from Gutierrez. That one's a bit low. Ball 1. I've had a number of viewers from all over the nation today. Indiana, New Mexico, Texas. Great little line drive, but that one's going to drop foul. So it's all the way up in Alaska. Had a salmon fishing man taking time out of his busy schedule to support his Mustangs all the way from Alaska.
No idea it was salmon season, Cam, until that viewer whose name is escaping me right now mentioned it. And
Mario Ramirez. Mr. Ramirez up in Alaska. I didn't know it was salmon season either. Can we Google that? Can we get someone to...
we sure can.
We
Ask
can get someone to fact check that for us if it's
on the side to see if it is
salmon season.
salmon season.
Not too sure. Maybe
at the end
we're...
of February.
Maybe that's why he says he's getting ready for it. It's not quite yet. You know?
Oh, you're probably right, Cameron.
Yeah.
You're right, as salmon season is May through July. King salmon season, that is.
All right, so... got up there. He's prepping.
Oh, and we got some more results here from our researcher and president, Brian Lopez. Salmon season typically runs from late spring to early fall, so getting ready as we are heading into the beginning of spring, as the times are going to change in about a week. So make sure you set your clocks, not only for our broadcast, but for the change of time, as that is coming on March 9th
That's
of this
already?
year. Yes, Cam, it is this year.
Wow.
This year.
Tony bringing nothing but fun facts to the broadcast tonight. We had a Tony T's word of the day. If you want to remind the viewers what your word of the day was.
Gladly, Cam. The word is tepid, as that means slightly warm. And as I said, we are journalists here at the Jaguars Sports Network, trying to expand our vocabulary for our writing purposes. And like I mentioned earlier, if you've been keeping up with Jaguars Sports Network, my paying attention to numbers is not good as that ball smacked right down the center field and able to advance to first base.
That was Layla Stouter, Tony, and if you're new to the broadcast or if you don't remember, Layla Stouter had quite the showing in the Mustangs' last game against the Howard Payne Yellow Jackets. She made her at-bats count. She had 3 runs in her 4 at-bats, so you can see she took advantage of it right there. And Gutierrez having a word with her pitcher. I believe Jordan Henry is checked in at pitcher this game. Not sure if Mr. Ramirez is still in our chat, as Miss Sharon Caldwell has pointed out. As I said, I have some family in the chat. My wonderful grandma's here watching us. Shout out to everybody viewing the Jaguar Sports Network, as that one is fouled off to the right. First baseman Samar Aguilera tried to get under it, but no good. Over 60 people watching live on the Jaguar Sports Network. Thank you all so much for tuning in. At the top of the 5th inning here. Scores tied, 3-3 all around. 1-2. They're going to call that one a strike and send number 11, Haley Hernandez, back to the dugout. Got to be honest, Tony, I thought that was going to be the first ball of that
Me too, Cam.
series, but umpire saw it just over the plate. So 2 outs, 1 runner on, and up at the plate is number 2, Aubrey Ramos. I think she had herself an RBI earlier in the game, if I'm correct. Maybe we do have some live stats. Let's take a look. Last time we were playing, there was no live updates for us, but maybe that's not the case today.
The ball is left, so they'll count to 1-0, 2 outs.
All right, so we don't have live stats. That's okay. But count is 2-0. 2 outs. Great contact on that one, and defensive troubles continuing for the Jaguars. what should have been a simple infielded thrown out to first base is had a little bit of trouble there. And now Mustangs have runners on second and first. That was Karina Perez, the shortstop, having a little bit of trouble. And Lexi Martinez up at the plate for the Mustangs, the left-handed batter. A freshman out of Hobbs, New Mexico. Another player that stayed home and played at the University of Southwest as she gets one. And a really great job fielding that. That was number 18, Torti Campos, who fielded that one barehanded, Tony. I'm not sure if you caught that one. Caught a little weird bounce, and she was able to react perfectly, fielding that one and getting the throw out to first. And with that, Jaguars able to escape with no runners scoring, no runners advancing. And Miss Tina Campos saying, way to go, Tori. Thank you so much for supporting your Jaguars. And we're going to send it into a little break. And now leading off for the Jaguars on the bottom of the fifth is once again a name that we have been calling all night, Cristiana Luera, number 21.
Absolutely, Cam. She's had a few RBIs in both competitions, as that ball's going to be a strike. But she's no stranger to making contact. And, oh, right over the pitcher. It's going to go right down the center field, and Luera is able to get to first base. What a hit, Cam.
Absolutely, Luera showing off that confidence she has in the batter's box, currently batting at a 286 average with 5 RBIs, and I believe she picked up 2 more tonight, I want to say, and
I believe so.
Could be a couple more after the end of this. So Luera first pitch going to be a strike. Ashford throwing some heat.
Both teams looking to score here, Cam, as there hasn't been a run since the top of the third inning, as Luera is able to advance to second base.
Absolutely stolen base from Luera. That's her 6th on the season now, currently, or was at 5 beforehand. I don't think she had one earlier in the contest or in the first game of the doubleheader, so that'll be her 6th stolen base.
Jeez.
She's good at second, no outs. Jordan Henry up to bat. She gets some contact on that one. See if it drops, and it doesn't, but
there goes Luera.
Luera
safe at the third, Cam, as she's been running around this diamond. Now she's on third and in position to score for the Jaguars, as only 1 out.
Absolutely, Luera tagging up. Great play there by the Mustangs first baseman, Layla Stouter, the Prescott Valley, Arizona native. Looks like Luera might have to be taken out by a pinch runner. Maybe she slid, picked up a little scrape as when blood comes out, trainer has to come and say something. Juliana Luera says she's naturally a right-hand hitter turned lefty.
Interesting.
Quite the impressive feat right there. Got to say, I'm not sure how often I hear that.
I'm left-handed, Cam, and I can't think about doing anything right-handed. I tried to swing a golf club once right-handed, and it was, well, that was just as bad as my left-handed. So
I was going to say, Tony,
can't
that's
even
the only thing I can
mention that.
think of equating is trying to swing your golf club with the left hand. So shout out to Cristiana Luera, the freshman standout coming out of the 956, representing Pharr, Texas, as she is getting treated to. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call, the Jaguar Sports Network, and this is the second game of tonight's doubleheader between the Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars and the University of the Southwest Mustangs, coming out of Hobbs, New Mexico, making the trip from the border town. Once again, like to thank all of the Mustangs fans who have been kind and courteous in our chat, keeping us company here on this cold Sunday night. 52 degrees, 9:06 p.m. Central Standard Time here at the park at St. Mary's University. I'd like to thank them once again for showing us the hospitality of hosting us and also making the accommodation for making up this game. This game was supposed to be played on Friday. We did have to move it because of some inclement weather, and now here we are making up for it Sunday night. First game started off.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 8, Samara Aguilera.
Samara Aguilera making some clean contact, and she'll bring in the runner on third. Brings in Cristiana Luera.
Lyra ran in like that. Didn't even bother her, Cam, with ease, and she got that first run in since the top of the third inning. And Jaguars take the lead here. Bottom of the fifth, 4-3.
And Mr. Zay Vlogs, thank you so much for that comment. We absolutely do love broadcasting these softball games. As we had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we are an entirely student-run volunteer sports network here on campus. We started off with broadcasting soccer in the fall, led into basketball, inaugural first season, and now we're in softball. Mr. Zay Vlogs, hopefully I address the question in the right way. But absolutely, Zay Vlogs, we love what we do. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Jaguar Sports Network. We have a number of students who make the magic happen, as Karina Perez is safe at first, but
If you are a Jaguar, Mr. or Mrs. Vlogs, you can join us in the Jaguar Sports Network. We have our meetings every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. If you're interested, you can also follow us on Jaguar Sports Network, and it's a way to contact us if you're interested in doing something like this.
absolutely, Jaguar Sports Network open to any TAMUSA student. Don't even have to be a communications major. We have members who aren't communications majors. And we welcome everybody. As we said, we just hit our goal, what was our end of the season goal of 800 subscribers. Hit it tonight. Once again, thank you to all of you who support our initiative. So thank you so much, Mr. Zay Vlogs, for that question, because we do love the position we have here at the Jaguar Sports Network. Get the privilege of being courtside and field side of all of our amazing games. Get to watch amazing athletes take on other amazing athletes and get to watch history being made by the women's basketball team as they are heading to the postseason in their inaugural season.
On Friday, actually, Cam.
Absolutely. Friday. Zay Vlogs says, enjoy y'all commentating. Thank you so much, Mr. Zay Vlogs, for the kind words. Much appreciated on behalf of Tony and I and everyone at the Jaguar Sports Network. Has a great
Oh, it's rolling down the line. Wow.
little smacker. Karina Perez. That ball stayed fair, rolling right down the line, as Tony said. And Jaguars, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Zay Vlog says, shout out Morgan Gutierrez, number 14, the pitcher. She's a Mississippi Valley alumni. Not sure if we knew that ourselves. We didn't know that. She's also an Incarnate Word transfer, so a little bit of Division I experience. And looks like the Mustangs going to talk things over and going to make a pitching change. Riley Ashford checking out for the Mustangs after 5 innings, I should say. As we said, we are comms majors. Math and counting isn't our strong suit.
We're communications majors, though, Cam. So, like I said, we expand our vocabulary, which brings me back to our word of the day, which is tepid, which means slightly warm, as we're grateful that St. Mary's is letting us use their broadcasting booth, as it is a little bit cold outside, and it's very tepid in this broadcasting booth, as we're still hanging on to see who will be taking the mound here, but it looks like the change has been made, and we'll have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mustangs as she is warming up. I can't really see the number from this far. 22, that's going to be...
Is this the first pitcher that they started the game with, Tony?
You know, Cam, I believe so. I could be wrong, but I believe so.
I want to say Tori. I want to say Tommy Ferrum. She started the game pitching for the Mustangs. But up at the plate is Tori Campos, number 18. Runners on, first and second, 2 outs. Jaguars up by 1. That one's right over the plate. Sat right there for her, but no swing at the first pitch. Strike 1. Campos gets some good contact on that one, and runner is going to advance home. Will she beat the throw? She does. And Jaguars now with runners on first and third, and they'll pick up another run at the bottom of this 5th inning. 5-3. I have a pinch hitter stepping in. It's going to be Caitlin Martin. Number 28, Caitlin Martin stepping up for the Jaguars, the pinch hit after going up 2 runs. And as I said, though, Tony, 2 outs, runners on first and third. Jaguars getting into comfortable water here at the bottom of the 5th.
Absolutely. As you said, runners on first and third. We have Caitlin Martin up at the plate, and Jaguars in position to get another run here and can take the lead by 3, and will be good position for the Jaguars and not so good position for the Mustangs, as Beyonce was cut off there, and we'll get ready for Martin. Caitlin Martin here, as we said. Parham is at the mound, and that's going to be a little right. And they're trying to see what's going to happen here, and we're going to have a runner advance to second base. There's confusion as who she was going to throw it to. Now runners on second and third. 1 ball, 0 strikes, 2 outs as Martin gets set. Oh, she makes good contact. It's going to go right field, and right outfield, they're able to get under it, and that'll send both teams to their dugouts, and we will be ending the 5th inning, heading to the top of the 6th inning here, and score is 5-3, Jaguars ahead, and tight matchup in this Red River Athletic Conference softball, and we'll go ahead and set into a little break as we get set for the top of the 6th inning.
And getting the nod to lead off for the Mustangs in the top of the 6th is Denali Garces. Pitch from Gutierrez is a little bit upstairs and outside.
Pitch a little right, bring it count to 2-0 to start off the top of this 6th inning. That one's right in the strike zone, so that'll 2-1.
That's a strike, 2-2. It's a count. Excuse me, make that 3-1. Mustangs bench still not letting up at all, Tony.
Absolutely, Cam. We love to see it out of the dugout. That's going to be a strike for sure. And it's always good to have an active dugout.
Absolutely, both sides. Gotta say that one looked like it was climbing the stairs a little bit, but umpire saw it as a strike. Little contact with that one, she'll foul it off. Nerves of steel out of that third base coach.
Absolutely, Cam. He did not shake him at all. And
not at all.
yeah, let's talk about having confidence in your players there.
He knew his player wouldn't hit him. Not even a pivot of the foot. It's like one fan we had in our first broadcast. We had a ball.
Yeah.
We had a ball coming And I'm talking with some pace. Look out from above. And with some pace, there we go. That one's going to drop. Hits the back fence, and she'll turn to – just kidding. She'll stay at first base after a deep drive out to left field. That was number 3, Denali Garces. That one hits the back fence. Tony, we almost saw a home run out of the park.
Absolutely. I thought that was going to go out there, Cam. And hitting the back fence, though, was no feat and able to get to first base.
Now batting for the Mustangs, number 21, Maya Andrus.
Up for the Mustangs, Maya Andrus. She gets a piece of that one, fouls it off.
Foul ball.
If you haven't already, I invite you to drop us a comment. Let us know where you're chatting from. We were able to add some pins on our map of viewers, picking up some viewers from Alaska, Indiana, and New Mexico as well. Happy to have everybody in our broadcast, whether it's Jaguars or Mustangs fans alike. And Andres showed bunt there. 0-2 is the count. One runner on first, no outs. 5-3 is the score. Jaguars up by 2. Pick things up in the bottom of the 5th inning, the last inning. And on the call is Cameron C., Tony T., the Jaguar Sports Network.
Foul ball.
Morgan Gutierrez on the mound.
Oh,
And
my goodness.
Andres.
That's going to be unfortunate for the Jags as that pops out of the second shortstop's hand there.
Absolutely, and Jaguars head coach wanting to have a word with the infield umpire about that one. I think she's going to have a word about interference maybe with her, the runner to second interfering with her second baseman. But Mustangs, no outs and runners on first and second. And they are going to call her out for runner interference, so.
As the umpires talked it over, now the Mustangs coach is talking to the umpires, trying to get this all sorted out as it is a close game in this Red River Athletic Conference matchup between the Jaguars and Mustangs.
And after a bit of discussion, the runner advancing to second, Garces, will be marked down as out due to runner interference, but Mustangs still have a runner on first, and that's Andres. Jaguars have some activity going on in the bullpen. Might remind you earlier on, Alexis Obregon got the green light to start off on the mound in this second game of tonight's doubleheader, and she was taken out, I want to say, in the bottom of the third inning by number 14, Morgan Gutierrez. Ooh. And that one slapped to infield, and Jaguars able to get under that one. That was caught by number 2, Belicia Oridales, the junior out of San Antonio, Texas. And that'll be the second out of the top of the 6th inning. Runner is still good at first, though. Andres still good at first. That was a good shot out to center field, but Oridales has no problem getting under it. As I said, making that the second out of the top of the 6th inning. Looks like everything is all square. And stepping into the plate, it's going to be number 12, Kylie Ralston. Or excuse me, no. Number 18.
Now batting for the Mustangs, number 18,
Elizabeth de la Riva, the freshman out of Douglas, Arizona. She has a slow slapper to the infield, and
and they get her out. As the Jaguars get their third and final out, that'll take us to the middle of the 6th inning as both teams head to the dugouts. As we will see how the Mustangs are going to respond, and as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th inning, we'll go ahead and send into a little break. Stay tuned here at the Jaguars Sports Network.
And now leading off at the top of the, the bottom of the 6th inning for the Jaguars. Number 15, Alyssa Vicente. That one's a little bit high and inside. She was going to show bunt there. A junior out of Schertz, Texas, the Steele High School standout. First time we're seeing her check in, Tony.
Absolutely, as she gets contact there, and that's going to foul out.
double.
And she's going to be thrown out to first. Slapped one to the infield, recovered by the shortstop. And now up to bat for the Jaguars, number 16, Emily Palacio. Jaguars starting to reach a little bit deeper into their batting lineup. Tony?
She's got a cool walkout song, Cam. David Banner, I haven't heard that name in about a decade.
Absolutely. Classic right there. Certified. Emily Palacio, the junior out of Buda, Texas. If you're just joining us, Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. We're here live from the park at St. Mary's University. This is our coverage of the second game of tonight's doubleheader. Jaguars took the first one 8-0, ended in 5 innings after Mustangs got mercy ruled. And for a second, it looked like Mustangs were really going to turn things around, but Jaguars starting to take control of things and stay comfortable in the lead that they're in, 5-3, but can't stay too comfortable. Still anybody's ball game, just 2 runs separating Jags and Mustangs. And it's Palacio at the plate, her first at bat tonight. 1-1 is the count, 1 out, no runners on.
Ball's going to hit the ground. That'll be ball number 3. And as you mentioned, Cam, Mustangs trying to get something going as they've been awfully quiet since the top of the 3rd inning when the Jaguars made the change to Gutierrez at the pitcher. And as that ball is going to be a little off as well, bring the count to 3-1, 1 out. Good contact, slips down to left field, and there she goes to first base, able to get a single out of that.
And here she comes back to the batter's box. Tony Cristiana Luera.
Originally right-handed, switched to left-hand batter, which is interesting to see, as that is difficult to do if you've been hitting right your whole life, throwing right your whole life, switching to left. And I've heard that switching to the opposite hand can help as far as mechanics goes when swinging a baseball bat, softball bat, a golf club, anything, and really.
I want to say Emily Palacio was on first base. She's going to be taken out by Kaylee Barlow, pinch running on first base. And as we said, Cristiana Luera, the freshman standout from far Texas. And Barlow's taken out to second. And catcher doesn't pop up in enough time. Barlow is safe at second. Stolen base, and umpire's going to call time. Might be a medical timeout. Just a sock timeout, correction. No need to bring the trainer out. Kaylee Barlow, the pinch runner. Just a sock adjustment timeout and a bunt from Luera. That one's going to go foul. (9:32 p.m. Central Standard Time). Things got eerily quiet up here in the booth. I'm hearing a little bit more of my voice, and
something definitely turned off. I think it was the AC or the heater.
Weird feeling.
But it's nice and tepid in here, as
Absolutely.
we've gone over multiple times. The word of the day today is tepid, which means slightly warm, as that ball is going to be left and bring the count to 2-1, 1 out, Cam.
Not only do you get top-tier college athletics on the Jaguars Sports Network, you also learn a thing or two, if you will. Tony, we have Tony Talamontez's word of the day, tepid. We also learn the season of salmon season, And that pitch was high and inside. Cristiana Luera had to get out of the way for that one. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Jordan Howard, the pitcher, the catcher for the Jags, up at bat here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and staying with us on this late night here at the park at St. Mary's University. Jordan Henry at the plate. High and outside that one. That would be ball 3. 3-2 is the count. 2 outs, 1 runner on third.
Having a bit of technical difficulties. Our mics were cutting in and out.
Absolutely,
so
our
we
mics
are
were having
back.
some problems.
As you said, Cam, the count's 3-2.
We needed that, Cameron. Thank you.
Counts 3-2, 2 outs, and Henry on the plate.
Jordan Henry, the junior catcher out of Tomball, Texas, once again. And
Man, that's
that
gonna be a
one's
strike.
going to be called a strike. But, Tony, as you said to yourself, looked a little inside there. Coach is going to have a quick word, but and that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th inning. And after 6 innings, Jaguars leading by 2 runs, 5-3. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. We're going to send into a little break. And leading off, top of the 7th for the Mustangs is number 12, Kylie Ralston. Has had herself quite the night so far. A couple of flyouts as well as, I believe, RBI, maybe a run herself. Decides to let that one go. It's going to be a strike. Jaguars really picked up some of the defensive mistakes they were making early on. Swing and a miss. Ralston thought she saw something she liked, but Gutierrez putting just enough on it. Get it past for Gutierrez. Solid from the mound so far. 0-2 is the count. That one's just a bit outside. Ralston. Currently batting a .333 batting average. Gets a piece of that one. It's going to go foul. And once again, the third base coach of the Mustangs, little shrug, nonchalant, went for a barehanded grab on that foul ball. Didn't quite get it, but he wasn't going to take a sidestep for it either. So good on him. But here we go. Ralston. Back up to the plate, the left-handed batter. Make some contact with that one. It's going to be a ground out to the first baseman, Samar Aguilera. First out of the inning for the Jags.
Now batting for the Mustangs, number 26.
Temperature starting to
Layla Stella.
drop a little bit here, Tony. I can feel the breeze creeping in to our announcer's box.
Absolutely. Today was a better day that we've in recent days is the reason why the games were originally scheduled Friday, but due to Jack Frost coming into town, they had to postpone them to Sunday evening.
Gutierrez got some heat on that one. Strike two. If you remember, Gutierrez came in, I believe, bottom of the third. It was for Obregon. And
Ooh.
able to get her out. That was Stouter. Was unable to beat the throw to first. Had a little slapper in the infield. And coming up to the plate is Haley Hernandez.
This could be it here, Cam, is 2 outs. One more will send the game. That'll be the ball game, excuse me, is Jaguars up 5-3 at the top of this inning.
Absolutely. Haley Hernandez, the freshman out of El Paso, Texas, looking to make something happen. Once again, shout out El Paso. We have some El Paso natives up in our broadcasting booth. And by natives, I mean one. But one is enough. So shout out El Paso in the house. And Hernandez trying to hang on. Jaguars looking to get out of this game with 2 wins of the doubleheader, and that would be starting them off at 2-0 of conference play. The ideal start that they would want, obviously. 2 straight balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Jaguars have an opportunity to end it here. Oh, almost a hit by pitch there. Got away from Gutierrez. And she's going to call it time. Henry and Gutierrez going to take a stroll back to the mound together. Have a few words here as we're nearing the end of this first conference doubleheader for your Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars and the University of the Southwest Mustangs. I got a nice drive home back to Hobbs, New Mexico. And we wish them all the best. Obviously, happy they made safe travels. That one's high and outside. She's going to take her base. So Haley Hernandez able to advance to first. Still 2 outs. Jaguars still looking to close things out here. 9:43 is the time. Got started a little bit later as the games before us still going on. St. Mary's was absolutely stacked today. As Tony mentioned earlier, we had to reschedule this doubleheader, first conference game between the Mustangs and Jags because of some inclement weather on Friday. So once again, I'd like to thank St. Mary's University for accommodating us and accommodating the Jaguar Sports Network, allowing us to broadcast up in their booth and get the things we needed to get done to reach our historic milestone of 800 subscribers. Once again, cannot thank y'all enough for all of the continued support. Thank you so much to my family in the chat. Thank you so much to Miss Tina Campos. Thank you to Zay Vlogs. Thank you to everybody for the kind words, Jaguars and Mustangs fans alike. So here we are. Campos up in the batter's box. First pitch is a ball, and here's the pitch. I believe there's a pinch runner as well. Pignon, she checked in on first base, so 1-1 is the count. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Jaguars just need 1 more out to escape this one with 2 wins. And that's a foul ball. 1 strike will do it here. Gutierrez. So Jonathan Stafford Broadcaster Nevenka with the best picks, absolutely. And Miss Nevenka Gomez, our social media and Marcom specialist, genius, director, whatever you want to say, getting all the top-tier quality pictures. And just right there, Samari Aguilera is going to ground out, and that'll be the ball game, folks. After 7 innings, your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars 5, the University of the Southwest Mustangs 3. So Jaguars taking the win here, and on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio, my name is Cameron M. Caldwell, and I've had the pleasure of joining in the broadcaster's booth alongside
Tony Talamantes. Thank you, Cam. It's always a pleasure as the ladies take both wins, and catch us next time. We'll be here at the park St. Mary's Saturday, but keep an eye, if you're keeping an eye on Jaguar Sports, the ladies have their postseason starting on Friday, and they'll be taking on the number 5, Houston Tillotson, at 8:15 p.m.
Absolutely, Tony. Once again, another amazing night here at the park at St. Mary's University. Thank you to all of them, and thank you to everybody for chatting. Miss Tina Campos, Jonathan Stafford, S.J. Foster, Zay Vlogs, Juliana Luera, Miss Sharon Caldwell, and safe travels home to the University of the Southwest Mustangs, and safe travels home to all the fans that made the trip out here. And once again, on behalf of the Jaguar Sports Network, thank you all for tuning in. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Good night.